Hey, call me Shape. And today I'm reacting to a video titled Pretty Women Are Embarrassing and Don't Even Know It. Let's get right into it.
As soon as I say I'm a Harvard PhD student studying robotics, it's been an immediate turn off. So I wanted to reflect a little bit about my dating life. Somebody would be talking to me and immediately they'll either laugh in my face, shake my hand, or they give me a high five and they're like, have a nice day or have a nice night, and then bounce. Laughing in my face is usually because they don't believe me. And I usually get hit with the, oh, well, if you go to Harvard, show me your ID then. And then I'll show them my ID. I did that once, never again. They're like, oh, well, I don't believe that. Bruh, what do you want me to do? I forgot the third box is ask to connect on LinkedIn. So it's really 3 options I have. Getting laughed at, being told to have a nice night, or let's connect on LinkedIn. So that's how it's going so far.
Yeah, who's gonna tell her? Okay, who's gonna tell her? On top of her screen, on top of her title, it says, is being smart an ick for guys? No, it's not. We like smart girls. But as a woman, leading with your degree is like a man leading with his virginity. Okay, incels are not attractive to women, and women who have these big degrees are not necessarily attractive to men. Okay, you just don't lead with it. Okay, and I thought it was pretty funny, so I kept looking at some of her videos and I found this. Take a look.
Uber driver once told me, quote, women can't be engineers. And I thought he was kidding until he grabbed my hands to prove it. This was back when I was a mechanical engineering student at MIT. So I'm going in the car, I'm opening up the back door, and he goes, oh, there's stuff in the back, come sit in the front. Driving, I'm quiet, whatever. He turns to me and he goes, what do you do? Say, I'm a student. What are you studying? Studying mechanical engineering. And this is when he starts tweaking out. So he looks at me and he's like, what? And I'm like, studying engineering. And if you looked at his face, you'd think I said the most outrageous thing. He goes, women can't be engineers. So obviously I just laugh because I'm thinking, oh, it's a joke, haha. And then he starts talking about genuinely why he thinks women can't be engineers. He was getting upset, so I just stopped talking. And then he goes, show me your hands. At this point I'm scared and I just don't move. And then he yells at me and he's like, show me your hands. Just show him, because I'm like, okay, here you go. Mind you, we're on the highway. He takes both his hands off the wheels, grabs my hands, and he's like, these aren't engineering hands. Look at them. Look at them. Like a sophomore. I'm 19. I'm scared. At this point, I'm genuinely you're right. You're right. Women can't be engineers. You're right. My hands can't be engineering hands. Basically saying anything that I could to just appease him. I want to get out of this car. I can't. What the hell is he gonna do? Said yes to everything that he said, and he dropped me off. And I feel as a young girl, I didn't even know that I could speak up for myself.
Does anyone else smell bullshit? I smell bullshit. She seems like she made this entire story up. But you know it's not really made up? The fact that women create these entire identities behind their degrees, these entire identities behind their career. Oh my God, I'm a law babe, I'm an office babe, I'm an engineering babe. You're just a dumb babe, okay? Now, respectfully, I don't know, but let's address it if she's telling the truth. I don't think men are turned off by your degree, baby girl. I don't. I think you don't match what an MIT or a Harvard student would even talk like, or even possibly look like. They expect you to be a geek. They expect you to be a nerd. Okay, you don't seem like any of those things. You seem like you keep up with the Kardashians. Okay, that's the first thing. The second thing is, I think it's interesting that she wants to talk about this oh my God, men are just making me the victim. They victimize me because they think women can't do it, but we can do it. We can do it. That makes me think that if she did go to these schools, she's a DEI graduate. She's a DEI acceptance student, okay? She definitely doesn't qualify for the level of intelligence that you would think someone that went to these prestigious Ivy League schools would come with. She doesn't have the disposition for that. Anyway, I thought this video was interesting as well. Take a look.
One of my old hoes calls me and he's like, what are you doing? I'm like, oh, I'm getting ready to go on a date. Or I'm getting ready to go to the movies. He's like, oh, you're going on a date. I'm like, yeah. He's like, you don't even care to lie to me? Why would I lie to you? You're not my man. Why do I have to lie to you for?
Women, you can't have hoes. Only women could be hoes. I know y'all like to tease men, say, oh, you're a hoe, oh, you've been ran through. Baby girl, only you get ran through, okay? Men are the hoe makers, women are the hoes. Now, the fact that you call people in your circle, I guess your men that orbit you, your hoes, tells me that you're the hoe, okay? Because even though he's not your man, you should lie to him and have more respect and dignity for yourself. She's the kind of girl that would stuff 2 hot dogs in her mouth at the same time, okay? Wild. Anyway, I thought this video was interesting as well. Take a look.
I will happily be the first to say it. A man in a Mercedes is not a man. That's a bad bitch. In fact, a man pulling up in a Mercedes is a bad bitch waiting for you to hold his purse. Look, babe, I don't make the rules. It's just a feminine car. It's not me. When you look at it, it looks like a feminine car. When you look at a BMW, it's giving mask. Audi, mask. A Mercedes, babe, that's femme as fuck. It's giving girl. Toyota, that one is very gender neutral, I'm not gonna lie. Babe, a Mercedes, a Mercedes. Get out. Get out. If you're a man, get out.
A Toyota is gender neutral, but a Mercedes is feminine. Yeah, these women clearly just say anything. Okay? And she talks about this like if she knows so much about cars. I guarantee she could have named 3 models from Mercedes lineup. I guarantee. The only car that a lot of these women know when it comes to luxury cars and Benzes are the G-Wagon. Can you name anything else in the lineup? Probably not. Okay? So when you say that Mercedes feminine, there's no way that Mercedes needs to make a V8 for women. All right? There's no way that the 63 AMG is made for a woman. Yeah, but let women tell, oh, it's a feminine car. Anyway, I mean, women, you see what I'm saying? Embarrassing. Anyway, I thought this video was interesting as well. Take a look.
I'm going to say this one more time for the people that hear me. If you're a pretty woman and you ain't got no kids, don't date no man with some kids. I'm going to say it one more time. If you're a pretty woman and you ain't got no kids, do not date no man with some kids. Girl, I'm telling you, run. Run for your life. Run. No, quite literally, run. Run. Like, what are you doing still sitting? Go. Like, seriously, go. Like, seriously, do not do it. Like, do not do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. I don't care what the circumstances are. If the baby mama is still alive and breathing, don't do it. If the kids is still, I don't want to say it like that, but if they still running around here, don't do it.
You know why you gotta tell women not to do it? Because women will do it. Especially in their prime. Women will date a Pookie with kids in their prime, and then as they get older, after they get burnt by Pookie, now they have higher standards for themselves when they have less value in the dating market. This is what happens to women all the time. In their prime, they make all the mistakes. They sleep around. They're the biggest whore. They date Pookie. They date men with children. They make all the mistakes. So when they get older, they demand more even though they offer less. This is how embarrassing a lot of women are. And I see it all the time. I see it all the time. It's kind of nearly impossible to date a woman who's attractive and childless above the age of 36 without her having some serious mental issues, whether she shows it or not. Some serious mental issues. If you're 36 years old as a woman or older and you have no children, you might have some serious mental issues. That's just from what I've seen. Okay, I could be wrong, prove me wrong, but you might be the exception. Anyway, I thought this video was interesting as well. Take a look.
Girl, do you want to know one fundamental thing I've learned about myself this week? It is that I need to earn more money and build more wealth because apparently I do not have a frugal bone in my body. I watched Yaz's video about how she hates frugal content. She makes some great points. Go and watch it. And it led me to a rabbit hole of like frugal content on TikTok. And my God, I've just realized that I haven't been doing any of these things that these people have done to save money, and I will never do it. I'm seeing people say they never order a drink when they go out for food. I'm seeing people say they never go out for food full stop. They never have coffees. They never take even public transport. They'd rather walk. Like, these people are really living the frugal lifestyle. And it just made me realize, like, girl, you don't have it in you. You don't have it in you to be this disciplined, because that's what it takes to have the money, because these people have money, but to focus so much on saving that you would rather inconvenience yourself. I applaud it, but I just know it's not me. Like, if I
to focus on so much on saving so to inconvenience yourself. What's the inconvenience? Not being able to be a super consumer? Does she even hear herself? She wants to build wealth so she don't have to be frugal. That doesn't make any sense. The point of building wealth is because you are frugal. In fact, being frugal is how you build wealth. A lot of people think it's how much you earn. It's not how much you earn. Because she's an example of a person who's going to be a victim of lifestyle creep. The more she earns, the more she spends. The truth of the matter is, being truly wealthy is living below your means and not feel like you're depriving yourself. But she feels like if she can't buy whatever she wants, like the child that she is in her mind, she's depriving herself. So yeah, she's going to get that extra coffee, that extra drink. And I'm not saying that you can't have any kind of pleasures in life, but you have to realize that every time that you sign up to buy this or buy that or splurge in here or splurge that, that's more wealth out the door, and it's harder to replace it as time goes on. You have to think about the future. And women like this, I know they're not from affluence. The fur coat tells me she's not from affluence, because if she was, they would have let the people that would have raised her would have let her know. She would see herself. A lot of them are cheap. They're very wealthy people. They love talking about how much they save on things. I'm telling people, I know people don't understand this, but wealthy people love a good deal. They love a good deal. They brag about good deals. But if you're not wealthy, you know it, because poor people brag about how much they spend on stuff. Yeah. And she wants to spend. Anyway, I thought this video was interesting as well. She talks about the new look of luxury. What a title. Take a look. Hey, listen up, Shape Squad. Are you tired of being ignored by women? Well, download my free ebook, Be Attractive and Shut Up. It's going to teach you how to master attraction, build unshakable confidence, and win with women without words. Because chances are you're not ugly. You just talk too damn much. So download my free ebook, Be Attractive and Shut Up, and take control of your dating life right now. Now let's get right back to the content.
Because everything can be financed today, the status symbols are changing. Instead of logos, instead of brands, instead of cars, people are looking at the health and fitness of your body, your time freedom, and an emotionally regulated nervous system. The image that is perceived as quote-unquote rich in society, and especially online, is so easily replicable to the point that the value of that image is actually going down. Another creator pointed this out, but we can see it in certain online spaces. So that very curated Pilates girl driving a Jeep, matcha holding woman who ideally doesn't do anything all day but run errands and exercise is being replicated by people who do not live the idealized lives that we perceive these women as having. So the validation metric naturally has to evolve with the image. And these are the things that financing cannot get you. You cannot buy your way into having a regulated nervous system. You will have to be actively living a life that has systems, structures, and resources in place for you to be happy, healthy, calm. The ability to decide that you are not going to work today, the ability to completely evacuate your place of residence and move on a whim, the ability to even purchase properties or whatever on a whim, that time freedom, key indicator now. And that same concept applies to the health and fitness of your body. BBL, liposuction, even abs at this point can be financed. The small things that people are noticing that you cannot finance, your posture, eye bags that signal poor sleep, the ability to focus. I'm not someone that believes that you should live your life to appear like something that you are not to other people, but if you were wondering, this is it. Because
here's the thing, and I agree with a lot that she's saying. Very clever, very well said, very well spoken. But the truth of the matter is, health will never be a status symbol. It'll be a flex. Yeah, one of the major flexes you can have is to be in your 40s and your 50s and have a great body. 100% a flex. But in no means, by no means possible would that be a status symbol. In fact, if you're overweight, it's more likely that you have status if you're overweight than if you're fit. There are more millionaires than there are people with abs. That's why abs can never be a status symbol, because people who have status rarely have abs. It's just not something that you would see oftentimes together, right? They're just not occurrences that happen together. So I do agree that it's valuable. And, I'm a personal trainer, part-time personal trainer. I've been this way for the last 5 years, you know what I'm saying? So I've been working hard, building my body for the last 5 years consistently. And I've been eating healthy. I've been on a plant-based diet for the last 10 years. So I do value my health. I have a very, very disciplined diet. And I personally believe longevity as far as life is very important and the quality of life. But I got to admit that wealthy people get BBLs. Wealthy people, not all of them. I'm not saying all wealthy people, but wealthy people are on a Ozempic. A lot of them are lazy. And they think that their money makes up for everything. And a lot of them are cheap as well. I said that before. It's true. But because they like to keep their money. You know what I'm saying? Look, a fool and his money are quickly parted because they don't take the time to preserve their money. They want to look rich to everyone else because even they're shocked that they got the money. But true people who have money, they don't need to prove anything to you. They just don't. So I agree with her that it's no longer just Pilates and having a G-Wagon and being an influencer, right? Because even a lot of influencers are broke, right? A broke mindset leads to being broke in general. Now, here's what I thought was a very interesting video as well. Take a look.
So I don't like the whole inclusive modeling situation. I don't like that shit at all. And I'm going to explain why, because I'm so tired of people coming on TikTok and pretending like we are supposed to just be on board with the idea. No. Number one, why use your common sense for a second? Would anybody want to see someone out of shape as fuck, average looking as fuck, and nothing special about them on a runway? That makes no sense. That is like going to a car show and demanding that your Kia Forte gets put on display. It's like no one wants to see that shit. I see that shit every day. When you cut on TV for a runway, I want to see women. Everybody does, not just me. But we have people who speak out that are so... The people with common sense are drowned out by the people who are emotional. So I'm gonna take it there. When I cut on the TV and I see Victoria's Secret, immediately my mind is imagining women so fucking beautiful that I cannot look away from the screen. We know nothing is more attention grabbing and captivating than a beautiful ass woman. We know this. Sex sells. So when I cut the TV on, I want to see Candace Swanepoel. I want to see Adriana Lima. I don't want to see your average Joe. I don't want to see you. Get off. I can't. I'm going to start shaking. I do not want to see average Joe, my first grade teacher looking ass bitch, in lingerie on a runway next to fucking supermodels and professional singers on live TV. What the fuck? That makes no sense. And then on top of that, y'all do not make a big fuss about any other profession doing this. The requirements to be in the NBA, tall as fuck, fit as fuck, good as fuck at basketball. So imagine if the NBA started letting in guys who are 5'5" and overweight and not good at throwing the ball. The world would be in uproar. And he's playing next to LeBron James and we're supposed to pretend like he's a star player? No. So we're not doing that with modeling. I'm sorry, no. And then I don't understand. I have a genuine question. Modeling, what it used to be and what it will return to, because I'm going to make sure of it. Somehow I'm going to speak. I'm going to make sure of it because I don't like this shit at all. What do you do in your free time as a model when you are average Joe as fuck? I know the beautiful women, whoever, Alessandra Ambrosio, my favorite model of all time. I know she is working out multiple times a day, eating clean as fuck, going in and getting her skin treatments, her hair treatments, all the above. When you are an average Joe ass bitch, are you dead ass just getting paid to do nothing? To maintain yourself? And I don't want to hear that shit. I work out 3 times a day. I'm not going to go there. Look.
When you're an average Joe ass bitch, man, well said, bravo. I need to add that to my my lineup of harsh things that I say to people. Average Joe ass bitch. Yeah, I agree. Inclusivity is ruining modern times. Just think about where we are as a society right now. Just think about where we are. We have men in women's sports, weirdo ass men in women's sports and women locker rooms. That's weird. Okay, that's really weird. We have obese women that are doing modeling for Victoria's Secret and Victoria's Secret's fashion show. Very weird. Very, very weird. We have little boys and little children that are being transitioned, right? They're having their carrots cut off. I mean, we're just can anyone wake up and say we're living in an anti-human time? Like, what is going on, right? Like, why are we celebrating mediocrity for the sake of, well, everyone needs representation? No, you do not. We don't need to see mediocrity on television because for mediocrity's sake. No, we don't. So I agree with her. Like, this idea that everyone's trying to be inclusive and all plus size and everything's included. Look, there's a place for modeling of bigger women who are attractive. I agree with that. But Victoria doesn't need to rebrand itself to something that it's not. If you were the height, the pinnacle of female beauty, stay there. Don't diminish yourself for a political reason. And that just lets you know that politics is the major religion of America. Right now, all these political agendas, right? Left wing, right wing. I see it on dating apps too. Women will say, if you voted for such and such, swipe left. Don't match with me. Right? That's like saying, oh, if you're a Christian, don't match with me. Like, you'll never hear people say that. But we'll say that about politics. It's the major religion in America. And it just goes to show we don't know who's controlling it. Some secret people above telling us how to feel and how to think about these different social ideas. Social issues. Right? But hey, some reasonable women say it. Anyway, here's another woman I think is quite delusional. Take a look.
As a first-year associate in Big Law, I'm going to need the little what it's like to be in Big Law training to start including what it's like to go on dates while you're in Big Law, because it's a Sunday, it's only 8:30 p.m. I went on a day date because I was like, oh, not too much to be going on, right? Wrong. I'm getting multiple emails. I'd sent off an email that I thought would be reviewed, in due time, and I sent off some schedules that had to be reviewed before I left. Cool. Check, done, easy. Can we talk about what I do when I get an email from a partner with a request and I have at least an hour left on a date? Do we leave the date? Do I send this email in the bathroom? So I went with B. But I got another request as I'm leaving said bathroom. And I've already been gone for at least 12, 15 minutes. Like, this is not normal bathroom time. I could be honest, but we're very early in our date. Like, I don't want to talk about this. This is just like killing. I need Big Law to have a little notification that says I'm developing my personal life. I need like an out of office for developing my personal life. Is that normal? Can I do that? Because at this rate, my love life is not looking great if I keep going on dates and having to pull out my laptop. Sincerely, a first-year associate who loves Big Law, but can't keep doing this if it's gonna leave me single. Okay?
It's so funny because women want equality, but they don't realize that in order to get some of these big jobs, you got to make a real sacrifice. Y'all don't know that men have been sacrificing a lot of their lives to be part of these big firms, right? To have these big careers, to be a doctor, they're putting 80, 90 hours a week. Women don't want to do that. They also want work-life balance. No such thing for these very competitive fields. There is no balance. Right? There's sacrifice and dedication. And here's a girl saying, oh, Big Law, I'm associate, my first year in law, and, I got an email, and oh my God, and but I'm on a date, and so I went to the bathroom, I spent 15 minutes in the bathroom. Lady, you could have just told the guy, hey, I got to send him an email, it's going to take a little while, don't mind me. I'm just going to send an email, I got a law degree, I'm a lawyer now, let me send an email. Any man will be like, all right, they're cool, they're chill. You know what I'm saying? It's fine. Some men might get mad about it, whatever, but lying, going to the bathrooms, and you're in the bathroom for 15 minutes, that's no better. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, I just think that so many women, and she's an attractive young woman, so many women are creating an identity around a career when really you want a certain lifestyle that career doesn't afford you. It doesn't afford you the freedom. Some of the most wealthiest people in the world are time poor. They don't have time to spend their money. One of the times when I was making a lot of money, I had 3 jobs. And one reason why I had a lot of money is one, because I had 3 jobs. But on top of that, I had no time to spend my money. So every time I was earning money, I kept the money because I never had an opportunity to go out and start shopping and chilling and hanging out. I was always on the go. So I never had time for women either. I had places to be, things to do. You know what I'm saying? So that's something to think about. Anyway, here's a woman. I think this is very interesting for her to say this. She said, how did I become the kind of wife? This kind of wife. I wasn't always her. Now, she wants to talk about how she wants to become better as a wife. And I think this is a great message for a lot of people. And I know it's kind of different in the title that women have zero self-awareness. This is one of those where this woman has a lot of self-awareness. And by the way, she's very fit as well. So not only she's fit, she's feminine, and she's also able to take criticism and direction. Perfect traits for a wife. Take a look.
How did I gain this wisdom? How did I become this wife? Because I almost lost my husband. Because I almost lost the love of my life because I was stuck in my ways. And I wasn't being a wife to my husband. And so when he came to me and was vulnerable and told me the issues that he was having, I didn't fight him or try and defend myself. I listened to him. And I was like, you know what? I know that I'm better than what I'm giving you. I know that I can be better. I know that I've gotten comfortable. You know, and I literally made a challenge, a 30-day challenge. My man challenge. In that 30 days, I was just pouring out love to my husband. Like literally just serving him. I mean, making him feel what I should have been making him feel on a daily anyway, but times that by 30. Like that's what I did for 30 days straight, and I did not let up. I kept going despite how I felt, despite what I didn't feel like doing, what I didn't want to do. I was serving my husband through and through. And that challenge literally transformed my mind. It softened my heart. And I saw my husband need me in ways I didn't even know that he did. And I could be vulnerable about this because to me, it's not nothing to be ashamed about. I've never been married before. This is my first marriage. This is my first time being a wife. This is my last marriage. But I didn't know what I didn't know. But because I opened my ears and shut my mouth, you know, I was able to learn. And I'm glad I've shared this because this challenge has helped so many wives in so many marriages. I mean, I had husbands reaching out to me, thanking me for this challenge. Husbands. My older cousin, he came to me almost in tears thanking me for this challenge. So when I say that this challenge is transformative, it's transformative for the marriage because it's transformative for the wife, which in turn transforms the husband. Like it's a beautiful thing, guys. So for those asking for help, for those asking me what did I do, for those women who are DMing me and those men who are DMing me to talk to their wives and things like that, I've given the blueprint of what I've done, you know, so you take it, you leave it, but that's what I've done.
You won't be able to change your wife into her. You might, oh, hey, can you make shift my wife into this? This girl came to this conclusion on her own. And that's the most purest form of this type of behavior. Trying to learn from somebody else and then try to copy them. It doesn't work like that. You can't copy and paste mindset onto people. Okay? Because what makes up your mindset is a bunch of unconnected ideas, a bunch of unconnected experiences that the wise mind connects together. And she was able to see things a lot of women are not able to see. Yeah. She's clairvoyant in that way. She's very clairvoyant in that way. Now, one of the things I like that she said that she wasn't defensive. Ladies, if you could take anything away from this video, stop being defensive. When we correct you, I don't want to hear, I didn't mean to, I didn't intend to. You sound like a child. Okay? It's not about intention. No one's blaming you for being an evil person and that's why you did something evil. No. But we could blame you for not knowing something. You weren't aware of something. So now we're making you aware. Too many people are worried that if they make a mistake, that they're bad people. No. Everyone's going to make mistakes. Everybody. So women don't take accountability because they're afraid to admit that they did something wrong when people do wrong all the time. It's better to take accountability for what you did and move on. And that's exactly what she did. She wasn't offensive. She decided to start serving her husband in ways that she didn't know. And he started serving her in ways that she wasn't aware of. And she said serving her husband actually made her softer. I love that. So yeah, she's right. You don't know what you don't know. Therefore, stop beating yourself up about it. Instead of turning around, accept it, learn something new, try something different, and grow. Keep growing. Anyway, like the video, subscribe to the channel. The channel is blowing up. Check out some of my other videos. And I'll see y'all over there.